You've been strumming chords for a while now and you found that playing 100 songs with the same 4 chords can get a little boring. So you want to break into fingerstyle and fingerpicking on the guitar so that you can push forward to that next level and get some excitement back in your playing. And that is exactly what we're going to be covering here, some of the key points so that your right hand can have a good introduction to fingerstyle guitar to add this as another string to your bow or to your guitar playing. You get the point, let's get into it. The first thing you want to understand is we can use 3 of the fingers on our hand, but not our little finger. You can use your index finger, your middle finger, and your ring finger, which in the guitar is referred to as your annular finger. That's where you get the letters I, M, and A for your different fingers. Why this is used instead of finger numbers is if you've got finger numbers for your left hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you've got numbers for your right hand, it's hard to distinguish which is which on the page. So we use the letters for your right hand, and we use the numbers for your left hand. This way, we don't have this confusion. And before jumping into the 3 key tips that I really want to cover with you today, the first thing to understand is all your fingers are going to work in exactly the same way. The same technique, the same physics applies to each one of your 3 fingers. The only one that's different is going to be your thumb, but we're not covering your thumb in the video today. And tip number 1 is literally the tip. You want to be using the tip of your finger when you are playing, right on the tip. If you go slightly further around your finger, what you'll find is you'll get a hook on the string. This adds more friction. More friction just means more for your finger to overcome. Whereas if you're right on the tip, like in this picture over here, your finger will just slide nicely, smoothly over the string, no friction, nothing in its way, and you get a good note. Tip number 2 is if you look closely at my hand, I don't pull the string up, I push the string down and I let the finger sweep all the way into my hand. Think of this a bit like if you've got a golf stroke, it starts behind, it goes all the way through, round your shoulder. This is what we want to be doing with your finger, the guitar version. So I have my finger there and you can see I can come out, which you wouldn't do, this is exaggerating the movement. It sweeps in, it touches the string right on the tip of the finger, and then it keeps sweeping into the middle of my hand. This prevents us from lifting the string up, and if you lift the string up, that's where you're going to get a twang sound. That's where you get the hook, the twang, everything we don't want in the sound. If instead we push the string down by having that arc of that sweep coming down onto the string and then sweeping over the top of the string, we get a much better tone. And then tip number 3 is going to be playing diagonally across the string. You'll notice every time I'm playing, I'm not head on, I'm going to be playing diagonally. This again is going to reduce friction because you're glancing off the string, you're not approaching it head on. The second you approach it head on, anything on your finger that could do will get caught and you end up again with a bit of a twang sound and a bright or sharp sound that we're not after. If, on the other hand, we've turned our hand in, we're playing on the tip of our finger and we sweep into our hand, that's where you're going to get a much better tone. If you get these 3 points into your right hand finger picking, then you will absolutely jump forward and have a much easier time when swapping over from strumming to finger picking. And a question I get asked a lot is what happens when you're playing chords, when you're playing multiple notes together? Well, you'd be doing the exact same thing just with multiple fingers at the same time. If I have string 1 and string 2 over here, I've got my index and middle finger on, and I move them together. They're both diagonal at the same angle, they're both on the tip of the finger, and now both fingers together are going to sweep into the palm of my hand. Before getting your thumb involved in your right hand, I would absolutely focus on getting that feel from the fingers. The reason is the second your thumb gets involved, it has a tendency to push your hand back and then corrupt the movement you want from your fingers. So give these points a try, see how it sounds on your guitar, and you'll hear that tone difference from the pulling, the plucking sound we don't want compared to having these 3 points in place. If you've got any value from this video, like, follow, subscribe, all of the good stuff, and let me know in the comments which of these 3 points you find the most useful, and if you have any questions about them that you would love me to cover in another video. I answer all the comments myself, so make use of it. Also, if you want to see a video that goes more into depth into your hand angle and why you need it, check out this deep dive video here where I break down a bunch more points to help you understand that at a deeper level. I'll see you in there.